Welcome to Pennsylvania Roar Soccer. I am Charlie Flo, joined by John Acrisio. I want to welcome everybody to the broadcast tonight, those watching here in Pennsylvania, outside of Pennsylvania, and all the road listeners in the beautiful state of New York listening in Rochester. Welcome to the broadcast. Good to be here with you again, John.
That's right. Good night. Big night for soccer. I'm ready to go.
Nothing like Friday nights under the lights. Now, we are indoors, so it's nice and toasty warm here in downtown Reading, Pennsylvania. Both teams coming in with huge, massive wins last weekend. I mean, really, these are two teams riding high right now. Had slumps earlier in the season, but this is going to be a heck of a game tonight.
It's showtime. Pennsylvania coming off their first win, looking to make it 2 in a row. Coming back home, staying home against a Rochester team that had a nice win last week. And it looks like the boys are about to shake hands and get ready to go soon.
Yeah, very interesting game. Pennsylvania beat St. Louis by a score of 16-0, and last Friday, Syracuse thought they had it. They had a little bit of a lead on Rochester, came back. Rochester beats them 16-14 to snap a losing streak. Anybody's game. I think one of the biggest focus tonight is on Rochester's goalie. I mean, this is a guy, a rookie, Mark Stoltz. I'm stumbling over my words here.
Mark Sotilli.
Yes.
And that
a 2-year-old rookie. You don't see many 42-year-old rookies. I mean,
42-year-old rookie opposed by a 41-year-old goalkeeper and veteran Peter Pappas starting for the Pennsylvania Roar tonight.
So combined age, you're telling me, John, we're over 80.
Over 80. Pennsylvania Roar starting out in their home black kit. Rochester in their away gold kit. And looks like we're on the way here.
Yeah, live from downtown Reading, Pennsylvania. I'm Charlie Flo with John Acrisio. Looks like Edgar gets it started. It's a turnover to Pete Rowley. He's got a look. He's looking for Myers. Takes a blast. Corey Merritt, who had gotten honorable mention for Player of the Week. Heck of a game this past Sunday. Pete Rowley, the local product, was on the all-week 10 team. And rightly so. Scored the first 2 goals last week for Pennsylvania. Myers with control. Dumps it back to Merritt. Merritt takes a little tap back to Peter Pappas. Peter Pappas in the yellow jersey, not to be confused with the Lancers, a little bit different type of yellow. Guess you'd say that's more of a yellow, and Rochester more of a mustard yellow. Depends on how you like your hot dog. Peter Pappas puts a deep ball in. Angel there off the bounce. And it goes about 3 rows up. And that'll be Roar balls. Took the deflection.
Pennsylvania looking to establish the big man tonight again. Up front, Onwuka playing deep. Pete Rowley on the first shift on the field had a deep, got a couple looks, and Pennsylvania looking to set the tone as they did last week.
You see standing in front of the ball for Rochester's Giardino wearing number 20. It's going to be an interesting matchup with him and Angel. Bruckner passes it back to Coleman. Coleman with a one-time blast. Takes a little deflection. And there's number 12, the man we like to call the Haitian sensation, a.k.a. Magic Max. Joked to them earlier before the broadcast. If he gets another goal, we're going to give him another nickname tonight. So, hey, fans, maybe you can email us, tweet us, send us a message. We'll come up with another name for Max tonight. Peter Pappas looking for help. Dumps it in. Max looking for the deflection off the wall, wearing the number 12. Takes a quick blast. Ball still loose. Onwuka was there for the rebound. Max caused a lot of confusion there. Hall wearing number 41 with the dreads. Controlled by Coleman. Myers with a soft pass back to Coleman. Coleman with a long blast in. Off the boards. Onwuka fumbles a left-footed shot. Corey Merritt on the challenge. Off the glass, Merritt plays it, and there's a foul against Rochester. I think that was on number 7, Myers for Rochester.
That's right. Big opportunity out of the gate for Hanley Onwuka. A little missed shot left-footed. He'd like to have that one back, but good start by Pennsylvania with possession. Getting a few good scoring chances already.
Chris Williams with the captain's armband, fumbles the ball. We've got a chance at a challenge here. Peter Pappas is not going to play with it. He's just going to kick it out. Back to Merritt. Plays a deep ball into Pete Riley. Pete Riley's got a chance. Just off his toes. And we got a handball called. That is a blue card. A little bit of arguing going on, but it's going to be a blue card. So the penalty box is open. We'll see who's going to actually serve the penalty.
Referee in good position to make the call. Catching the goalkeeper right on the line. A little bit better vantage referee had than we do have right behind the play.
Yeah, it was a tough situation Mark Stolte was in there with the keeper. We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be right back with you. Correction, that's your penalty kick. Angel to take the penalty kick. Referee blows the whistle. Game on. Huge save. Pennsylvania Roar with the power play now. Pete Rowley puts them in the net. All power plays are brought to you by the World Sports Show. Check out the World Sports Show at worldsportshow.com, airing every Monday night at 9 o'clock on worldsportshow.com.
Big save by Rochester keeper.
On the road, you make a save like that, changes a lot of the complex of the game. Coming up on a minute 30 left on the penalty to Rochester for the blue card. Handling the ball right outside the box. Pete Rowley with a little flick, loses the ball. Chris Williams there for the recovery. Myers with control. Dumps it off to Williams on the opposing side. Hall with the ball in the box. Dumps it back to Angel. Rochester with a lot of pressure, playing a zone defense now. Hall with a flicker. Pete Rowley right there in front of goal. Can't quite get his foot around it. Angel with a one-timer right into the chest. Trying to see what player that was. And right into the chest of Edgar for Rochester.
Pennsylvania bench screaming for a handball, but referee right on it. Immediately goes up with the arms. No call. 45 seconds left on the Pennsylvania man advantage.
Angel with control. Puts it off to Myers. Myers into Hall. Hall's looking over his option. Puts it back to Myers. Myers over to Angel. Angel with a little fumble. Flicks it into Hall. Another flicker. Pete Rowley with a one-timer flicker. Could not find the back of the net on that one.
So Tilly from Rochester with another big-time save.
Oh, huge. I mean, 3 already massive saves. Penalty's about to expire, and about 5 seconds from now, we'll be back to full even-strength soccer. Max with a step-over move. Left-footed shot off the glass, inches away from going in. He'd handcuff the goalie on that one. Peter Pappas with play. A few seconds ago, the power play expires, so we're back to even-strength soccer. Max dumps it back. Pappas looking over his options. Dumps it over to Riley. Edgar and Riley going at it one-on-one.
That's going to be a big matchup today. Eggers has a lot of minutes already early on. Doing a good job out there against Pete Rowley, who's Pennsylvania's looking to get started.
Egger's not a small guy. He stands at 5'10", but when you're standing next to Pete Rowley at 6'4", it makes anybody kind of short there, John.
That's right.
Peter Pappas scoops it up. Plays it off to Myers. Right now we got a backfield with Myers and Angel. Bruckner in. Merritt in. And Onwuka in. Onwuka takes a flicker over to Myers. Myers plays it back to Chris Williams. Said the man with the captain's armband. Was also on the honorable mention team of the week for the MISL. It's a turnover. Rochester ball. Corey Merritt on the challenge. Chris Williams dumps it back to Pappas. Referee keeps his whistle in his pocket. No foul. Onwuka with the challenge on. Back to Corey Merritt wearing the green shoes. Plays it in. Max looking for the bounce off the wall. Plays it into Hall. Hall makes a couple quick moves, loses the ball, is dispossessed. Rochester on the run. Coleman with a nice flick back header onto Onwuka. Onwuka and Egger going at it. Silas with the ball, number 10 for Rochester, getting challenged by Coleman. Looks like we have a foul on Coleman. A lot of contact there. Pappas not happy, obviously. I mean, it seemed like, John, that was a lot of shoulder-to-shoulder right there.
It's not a shoulder-to-shoulder. Referee right there to blow the whistle. Kept it in his pocket for a couple touchy plays, but brings it out here, just making sure it works early on. Rochester's defense doing a good job bending but not breaking already. A lot of good chances by Pennsylvania. Nothing on the board just yet for both clubs.
It's played back. Rochester in control. Basso, number 13, who put it off earlier. And back to Peter Pappas. Williams with control. Puts a long ball into Pete Riley. He's got Hall right next to him, plays off the wall. Hall with a quick two-point goal! That's a roar goal by Hall to make it 2-0 with 7:29 left in the first period.
Big time goal. Off the boards, working off the corner. Nice entry pass by Chris Williams, the captain, setting everything up. And Pennsylvania getting rally as expected starting.
Yeah, very huge goal to get him on the board early. Had a few opportunities, but got to capitalize on in situations like that because a couple other opportunities that Roar wished they probably had a ball back. We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere, fans. And welcome back to the broadcast of Pennsylvania Roar Soccer. If you're just joining us, it's 7:29 remaining in the first period. Roar took a lead on a Tyrone Hall goal. The man out of Baltimore playing his second game with the squad.
Big spark plug for the Pennsylvania coming in, scoring a goal first of his major indoor career, putting the Pennsylvania up 2-0.
Throwing a shirt in the crowd. That's their little tradition they're coming up here at the Roar games. You score a goal, you throw a shirt in the crowd. So
the whole play was set up by Chris Williams, entry pass into Rowley. Rowley doing the work, the big man on the corner, setting up Hall.
Rochester back with control, looking over their options. Myers, number 7 at center circle. Dumps it off. Bruckner intercepts. Ball put back in. Peter Pappas a little bit outside his box. Plays a little loop-de-loo. Merritt's with control with a flick-off header. Merritt with the recovery of the fumble. Onwuka with a chance. Takes a quick deflection. Goes down. No call. Ref lets him play. A lot of ball there. No foul.
This is a nice defensive step up. Sean Somerville making the block on an Onwuka possible attempt there. 2-point goal.
So we got 6:37. Clock has stopped right now. 6:37 remaining in the first period. Roar took a 2-point lead on a 2-point goal from Hall with 7:29 remaining in the first. And this is where we stand.
Rochester still yet to establish their identity down deep. Right here looking to go corner, but nothing coming out of it.
Really haven't had a lot of, long possessions in the Roar zone. They've had a few possessions, but nothing that is time-consuming, like one of those, minute and a half possessions, John. So they've yet to, like I said, establish their identity yet tonight. They have a chance there. Look, we have a foul on Chris Williams. Yeah, he fired. Yeah, Chris Williams on the foul there, just confirming.
Jefferson Dargu doing a good job coming up. Back to goal, getting possession, drawing the foul. Big chance here for Rochester.
And that's a blast. Does not go in. And that's a 2-point Rochester goal with 6 minutes remaining in the first period. So Rochester knots the game up with 6 minutes left. A little bit of miscommunication there.
Jefferson Dargu being in the right spot at the right time, putting the ball in the back of the net, point blank. Nothing Peter Pappas can do. Good setup for Rochester, earning the ball, earning the turnover on the boards. 2-2 on the scoreboard.
So unfortunately, Peter Pappas will not put up the clean sheet tonight, but we know he'll bring his A game tonight. He'll come up with some unbelievable saves. Both keepers tonight will definitely come up with some unbelievable saves. So game on, 2-2 at the 6-minute mark of the first period, tied up at 2-2. Well, that's when it was tied, excuse me. Coleman back in, plays it over to Angel. Angel with all kinds of pressure. Angel up to Williams. Angel with some pressure, dumps it into Onwuka. Onwuka called on the handball, kind of inadvertently kind of hit off his back and onto his hand.
Pennsylvania bench screaming at the referee for a little contact. Referee not making a call against Onwuka for a handball.
And that ball's out of bounds, goes into the Rochester bench. That'll be Pennsylvania ball with 5:27 remaining in the first period, tied at 2-2. Pappas with control. Looks to dump it to Pete Riley. He's camped out. Just flicked off. Cole looking for a quick one-timer off the glass and into the netting.
Kevin Coleman, very decisive, wanting to pull the trigger from distance, maybe getting a break, having a rally down deep. Good idea, but just out of bounds.
Soltili puts it in play. Long throw from the rookie keeper, the 42-year-old rookie keeper. Peter Pappas with a huge knee save. Keeps it out. Hall with a flicker. Fumbles it. A lot of flicking and stabbing going on, but nobody seemed to get possession. Now Rochester ball. Basso, number 13, passes it off to Miller, number 19. Doug Miller plays the ball in, left-footed ball in. Also interesting about the Rochester keeper, he's a mechanic. His day job's a mechanic, so hopefully he can fix his offense and add a little assistant tonight.
There we go.
That one was
Throwing
for free.
it in there.
That one was for free. Always good to have a mechanic on your team. Goalkeeper and mechanic. You know, that guy can come in very valuable for those long road trips in the MISL. You think that was part of his negotiating process, John? All right, Max back with the ball. He's got a Luke in front of him. Little fumble there. Double teamed. Back heel flick. Rochester with a 3-on-2 if they push their numbers. Quick one-timer off the underbar. Inches from going in. That would have gone in. That would have been maybe the goal of the year.
Shooting the big dipper on that.
Just Salas was around the yellow line, not the three-point line. Onwuka with a challenge. Angel there. Onwuka with the ball. Dumps it back to Angel. Myers looking for help. Got Merritt with the green shoes. Merritt plays it in Onwuka. Myers with a one-timer, left-footed shot, just off the glass, about a foot wide. Angel screaming for the ball. And it rides up the glass and rides out of bounds. That'll be Rochester ball. Schindler will be on the restart here. Jake Schindler for Rochester wearing the number 26 jersey. He'll be on the restart. Definitely one of their solid defenders at 6 foot, 200 pound. Definitely a force to be reckoned with. Dump back to Schindler. Corey Mayer with the interception, dumps it off. Riley's got a challenge. Referee blows the whistle. A little over the back there. Yeah, he kind of a little jumped on Troy Cole's back there. Could have gone either way, but the ref decides to blow the whistle. That'll be Cole on the restart. South with control. Dumped it off to Cole. Cole over to Basso. Also checking in for the Roar Bleed for the first time tonight is Condi, number 8 jersey, Pennsylvania Roar. And Condi seeing action right now, right away. Condi pinned against the box, looking for his help, and held with a one-timer. Bruckner on a challenge for Pennsylvania. Enrique just decides to dump it back. Basso slows up the tempo. Back to Basso. Looking over his options. Corey Merritt, strong defense there. That's a 1-point goal by Rochester with one. I'm sorry, not a 1-point goal, a 2-point goal. What am I thinking? John's throwing me to 2. Now that's, I was thinking it was a 3-point around the edge, but no, that is a 2-point goal for Rochester to take a 4-2 lead with 1:46 remaining in the first period. Rochester showing a lot of patience, John, and trying to identify themselves as they've kind of slowed the pace up since they've had their goal.
Jefferson Dorgu playing back to the ball. Nice soft pass, perfect weight. Big blast comes back in the net, puts Rochester up by 2. We have a 2-point game. Rochester slowly creeping back with the momentum and the possession. Now lead 2-0 over Pennsylvania.
Yeah, Roar came out firing, but some huge saves and some huge missed opportunities, but Rochester holding a 2-point. We've got a turnover. Huge block by Coleman to redeem himself. Max passes it back to Pappas. Pappas is in trouble. He gets slide tackle. He goes down. He may have hurt his ankle. He's grabbing his left knee. He's grimacing. He's in a lot of pain.
Looks like it was a late right after Pappas got rid of the ball. Looks like he took a slide, just clipped.
Yeah, he appears to be in a lot of pain. They're going to try to help him up and see if he can go.
Foul called on number 19 for Rochester, Doug Miller.
Yeah, at this time right now, the foul doesn't mean much. You've got a veteran leader keeper in Peter Pappas who he goes down. That could be a huge, huge hole for Pennsylvania. But Scott Groce's a very, very good young keeper. He saw action down in Baltimore, started a game earlier this year, can play very well. So he's definitely got to keep his eyes on this situation.
So it looks like we have the trainer coming out.
Yeah, from the early impact, it looked like Peter Pappas was grabbing his left knee as he went down to the turf. It was kind of one of those underneath tackles. It was one of those balls that was played back that he got caught in the no man's land, but he tried to clear it, and then the player going in for the slide just kind of got caught underneath him.
So Rochester lead Pennsylvania Roar 4-2. Santander Bank Arena, 1 minute, 29 seconds left in the first. Even game so far. Pennsylvania coming out with the early scoring chances. Rochester doing a good job team defense collectively with a lot of good opportunities for Pennsylvania blocking shots, good goalkeeping, and also winning the midfield battle on the 50-50 ball possession and turnovers, which eventually is going to lead to a couple quick goals. I know Pennsylvania would like to have them a couple early opportunities by Rowley, by Onwuka back, which were good chances, and, hopefully it'll build on it, but Rochester doing a good job adapting, using their speed, and getting it down deep in some precision shots.
Yeah, good news. Peter Pappas is up. He's walking around, wiping the sweat off his head. It looks like he's going to give it a go.
Right. Trainer's back on the bench. And a good sign was that the trainer didn't immediately come out on the field. A quick little check over, seems to be good to go.
And we're back in action. Peter Pappas throws it in. He's got Pete Rowley. He's trying to camp out, double team. He's got Hall in the box. Pete Rowley with a challenge. Max with a challenge. A one-timer by Coleman. Deflected away. And that's a 2-point Roar goal from Maximilian with the 2-point goal to tie the game at 4-4. That's a Roar goal. What a way to get right back in the game. Less than a minute ago, we had a goal by Rochester to go up 2-4. Max throws the shirt into the crowd, gives it to a lucky fan. I think he actually knew that fan. I think he had targeted that fan out.
Max Toulouse putting a hustle in right on the spot, able to win the turnover.
Say, Johnny on the spot or a Max on the spot type of goal, just camping out, knowing the game, understanding, makes it 2-2. Max Salute with a 2-point goal with just over a minute remaining in the first period. We're all tied at 4-4.
1 minute left in the quarter. 1 minute.
As you're the PA guy, we got a minute left. We're coming up on about 50 seconds remaining in the first period here in Sondante Arena in downtown Reading, Pennsylvania at 4-4. Got a heck of a game for you. Put off the glass on Wuka. Myers with the recovery. Pennsylvania looking for one last possession. Pappas looking at Onwuka. Onwuka plays off the bounce. Got a chance to turn and fire. Left-footed shot goes off the glass. Off the wall, I mean. Chris Williams with the ball. 15 seconds remaining in the first period. Corey Merritt's got to speed it up. Only down to about 10 seconds now. Plays the ball in. Mistimed by Max Run. Onwuka with a chance here. A one-time shot. And Hell tries to flicker on. And there's the buzzer sounding the end of the first period with us tied all at 4-4 with Rochester Lancers in a Pennsylvania war. John and I are going to take a break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back in a short moment or two. And welcome back to Pennsylvania Roar Soccer. Charlie Flo here with John DeCriscio. We got a great game. We got a 4-4 game at the end of the first period. Roar took a 2-0 lead. Rochester stormed back and took a 4-point lead on two 2-point goals. And then just before the break, with about a minute and some change left, Maximilian makes it at 4-4. Johnny on the spot. Huge difference in the game. You look at the stats, definitely lean towards the Roar. A lot more opportunities, but Rochester's got to be kind of feeling good about themselves because the way the Roar came out, John, it really could be, we could be sitting on 8-4 right now.
That's right. Earlier on, Rochester keeper Mark Shortilli, absolutely phenomenal, stopping a penalty shot.
The mechanic
stopping a couple.
Call him a mechanic.
Point-blank saves, keeping Rochester, which could easily be 10 points on the board for Pennsylvania, at evens of 4s. Second quarter on the way. Here we go, Pete Rowley about this. There go, tap it off. There you go, Pete.
Yeah, we heard the horn, then we heard the whistle. We weren't sure which one, but we're underway.
We're going.
I didn't know which one to go, I think.
Back to action.
Raleigh was in the same boat as us, but Peter Pappas plays it off to Corey Merritt. Corey Merritt with a huge game this past Sunday. 5 points and probably have one of the more unique goal celebrations I've ever seen in my life. He went to the center area and did a head spin on the turf. That takes a little bit of...
That's right, breakdancing style, backspin, whatever you want to call it.
Apparently he does that in practice, too. I was talking to some of the players. I'm like, I don't know who does spinorama head moves on turf, but hey, do what you got to do. If it gets you 5 points, do it every night. The mechanic knocks it out. Chris Williams on a challenge with Silas. It's going to be a huge battle tonight. Both players sitting at about 6'4", 6'3". Going to be a huge battle in the air tonight with them, too. And Roar, dodge a bullet there just over the ball, over the bar.
The fan added in with a little head ball on the phone called a head ball.
Yeah, a little fan sitting there in the section right below us in the press box did a little header there. Didn't drop her phone, did a header. Sign that girl up, man. If there's a D2 school out there, ink this girl up. A little header off their head.
Rochester with a great chance. Doug Miller down the wing with a very beautiful pass. Doug Miller, perennial great player in the league. There's a little timeout on the field. They're looking for the ball here in the stands. It's coming back in.
I think the difference tonight is the hairstyle that Elliot Folke is wearing. He's not wearing the usual super spike. He's got the hair down. Referee's going to restart it. It's going to be Rochester ball with 14:05 remaining. Well, pump fake off the wall.
Double step over.
I think it was a quadruple fake. Pete Rowley with the recovery. Pete Rowley fouled from behind. Referee blows the whistle. Angel with a smart play there. We're going to restart.
Looks like Pennsylvania's trying to establish Tom Myers in deep.
Yeah. Looks like Angel's going to try to play it into him. Angel's asking for his full yardage. Plays it into Myers. Myers is waiting for the bounce off the wall. Dumps it off to Chris Williams. Player that we know can score from the three-point arc. Takes a quick shot off the Coors Light sign. Corey Merritt. Flicker into Onwuka. Onwuka in the red boots. Playing his third game for the Pennsylvania Roar. Puts it into the net. Definitely wants that one back.
Just testing the netting out.
Looks like we're good on both ends now, John.
That's right.
Always good to know that that net is secure and safe. Ball back in play. Coleman up for the header. Ended up being a chest head. Kind of handcuffed him. Rochester with the control. A one-timer off the glass. It's like Coleman went really hard against the wall there. He's definitely grabbing his ankle. And you can hear the bang from all the way up in the press box. He hit it hard.
Coleman's one of the most physical and one of the toughest guys in the league.
And what he needed, 8 yards there to get back to shape now.
That's
He's
right.
fine. He's a hard-nosed player, known to be a legend. I believe played with the Philadelphia Kicks back in the day. Bruckner with the challenge. Another very hard-nosed defender for this Pennsylvania Roar team. Max with the challenge. Ball's pinned against the wall. And that's a 2-point goal by Rochester. A little flick on behind. So Rochester now take a 6-4 lead with 12:59 remaining here in the second period. A little backheel flicker that really...
Impressive. Joe Tavernise sneaking right in behind the Pennsylvania defense, just getting a little kiss on. Beats Peter Pappas.
This game definitely, John, has the feeling of a game that they're going to be trading goals right now. And referee's looking it over. He's calling the other referee over. They're going to take a review of this goal. Scoreboard still says 4-4. So not sure what they're discussing. They're going to talk it over. We've got Chris Williams over there for the Roar. And we got Silas over there for Rochester.
They might be discussing if it's a 3-point goal, whether it was a touch on.
This is true. Yeah, I don't see a reason why the goal would be taken off the board.
We're still waiting here for the House instant replay.
Going through those maybe thick pages of the rule book that I've yet to memorize fully, John. Now, if you're just joining us, this has been a game where they've done a lot of trading of goals Roar took a early 2-0 lead. Rochester stormed back, got 2 quick goals. Roar tied it up at 4-4. About a minute, some change before the end of the first period. And then we have what looks to be a Rochester goal with 12:59 remaining in the second period. But referees are obviously discussing something, maybe if it's a 2-point or 3-point goal, if it was a little backheel flick. Because from where I was, it looked like it took a tiny little tip flick on. And I think that's what really threw Peter Pappas off. But, they're going to look it over and make sure.
So the referee automatically pointed right to the back of the net. The goal was good. So I think that the goal celebration might have indicated to me from here where the tough angle to know if it was a 2 or a 3. But they're discussing now whether it was a 3. Rochester, of course, wants the 3-pointer.
Yeah, we're just a few seconds away from, they should be playing the Jeopardy song. I was just thinking this is that opportunity where refs are underneath the monitor looking over, making sure it's right. But obviously in a game like this, John, whether you have a tight game like this, it's going to come down to a 1 or 2 point game. This just has a feeling right now. I know it's early on in the game. We've only been through a quarter and some change. This definitely feels like a game that could be a last possession type of game.
That's right. The fighters are trading punches now, trying to jockey for position for the all-important fourth quarter.
But if anything, it's very unfortunate for Pennsylvania that they're down at whatever this goal is, but it's almost like a free timeout for Pennsylvania to gather themselves right now. And and Rochester probably, all their guys are lined. They want to just roll. They scored a goal on the road. They want to get going.
For Pennsylvania, Pete Rowley has been very effective down deep. Been creating a lot of chances for Pennsylvania. And it's good to have him fresh back out on the court.
Him and Salas been going at it all night. If there's one guy that Rowley doesn't look small next to, is Salas. Salas is a very generous 6'4". He's listed as 6'4". He could almost be a 6'5". Huge guy out there wearing the number 10 for Rochester.
Very good feet and very deceivingly fast on and off the ball.
It's like the refs out there talking to the captains, talking to the players. They're pointing up to something. I guess they're showing the replay on the in-house jumbotron. So I think that's his argument. Hey, ref, look at this.
It's a 3.
So it is a 3-point goal. That'll make it 7-4 Rochester with 12:59 remaining here in the first period at the Santander Arena in downtown Reading, Pennsylvania. Waiting on the referee whistle. Rowley puts it in a play to Angel. Angel plays it off to Merritt. Myers with the ball, wearing number 7 for Pennsylvania. So over the loudspeaker, Juninho gets credit with the goal. That's a 3-point goal. So Rochester now have a 7-4 lead. When you add that extra 3-point type of goal in there, John, it could be very interesting that we could be going back and forth with a very awkward score when you throw that 3-pointer in there.
That's right. I think Pennsylvania would be happy right now to get a 2, get back in the game, make it a 1-possession game.
Definitely. Corey Merritt.
Keep it a 1-possession.
Yeah, I know what you meant. We weren't hired for our math, were we, John? Pete Rowley with the ball, looking for his help. Tries a little one-on-one, fumbles it, but Chris Williams there for the recovery, dumps it back to Peter Pappas. Max back on the field, plays it in. Pete Rowley going up against the boards. Chris Williams in. And somehow the ball's fumbling around the box. Not sure who ended up with it, but somehow we actually have a Rochester player down the box. We're going to take a injury timeout. We're going to be right back. And welcome back to Pennsylvania Roar Soccer. Charlie Flo here, joined by John DeCriscio. We have 11:32 remaining in the second period. Rochester is up 4-2 I can't say 4. They're up 7-4. The injury to Rochester was Enrique. He walked off under his own pressure. Seems to be okay. We'll see if he returns. Definitely a key player for Rochester. Be a big miss. Max with a couple steppers. Max with a quick blast, and that's a roar goal. The man in command, the Haitian sensation, Maximilian. That's maximum offense, John. Roar now trail only 6-7. Max going back out to his favorite fans. Gonna give her another shirt. Wow, this lady might end up with 5 or 6 shirts before the night's over, John. Joked with him, like I said in the pregame, for every goal he scored tonight, I had to give the guy a new nickname. So I'm running slow on Max comparisons, Maximilian, maximum offense, whatever you want to call it. 2-point goal, 4 points on the night with 2 goals. So we have 11:23 remaining here in the second period. Max makes it a 1-point game. Said we weren't hired for the math, John.
Weren't hired for our math or our good looks.
Which is sad that I teach math during the day, so I wanted to give a shout out to all my school students back listening in Chester, Pennsylvania. I told them I'd give them a shout out there. All my students that are listening down in Chester, Pennsylvania, Chester Community Charter. Just want to say what's up, guys. And hey, man, always funny to hear your teacher messing up math, so you can throw it at me Monday. Throw it in my face. I can't add.
That's the best.
We're back underway from the Santander Arena in downtown Reading, Pennsylvania. Rochester on a run. Plays a deep ball, and Myers intercepts it. Great interception by Myers. Hall back in for the Roar. This man has got tons of speed. And there's a foul from behind. Referee does blow the whistle. A little tiny, maybe inadvertent elbow to the back of Hall.
Yeah,
that's the only way you can slow Hall.
Yeah.
Only Hall can be slowed down by an opponent. I mean, this guy's got blazing speed. So Myers on the restart. Plays the ball into the box. Hall handles. Hall looking for help. Plays it back to Merritt, but Merritt calls off, and Peter Pappas takes control. Peter Pappas sees something in Awaka. Referee does his best job to get out of the way. Onwuka dumps it back to Merritt. Merritt thought about a 3-point shot, but opted not. Merritt passes it to intercepted. Myers with a little fumble. He's got pressure. Makes a quick turn. Merritt saved a huge, would have been a turnover. They were trying to play it over to Williams, but Merritt had to stick his foot in there to just intercept what would have been a massive turnover. Myers with a quick run in. Myers has fouled about a foot or two right by the arc. The referee standing outside the arc. The foul looked like it occurred right on the arc, but maybe a slight advantage, John, for Pennsylvania, as this is an opportunity for a 3-point shot.
Very good opportunity here for Pennsylvania. Looking to keep possession. They have about a minute of pressure here. Rochester's looking to counterpunch, so this is a big turning point right here in the game.
Hall stands over the ball. He plays it off to Merritt. Merritt with a one-timer. Blocked. Williams will recover. Williams plays it back to Pappas. Peter Pappas plays the ball in deep. He's got Onwuka. So totally takes a header to knock it out, and then Corey Merritt plays it out incidentally.
Very casual by Rochester keeper Satilli. Coming out with the head ball, making it look very easy.
Nonchalant.
Haley Onwuka is a big guy in himself. We're about 6'2", 6'3", making it look very easy.
Plays back to Sotoli. Coleman with the interception. Salas with a little one-on-one with Williams. Salas with a huge blast. It goes off the glass. And that's a header that somehow ends up deflecting off the wall on the Peter Pappas's hip and doesn't go in.
That might have been a corner of the post.
Checking in for Pennsylvania now is Jordan Thomas, wearing the number 0 jersey, wearing the orange turf shoes, a.k.a. Agent Zero. And that's a foul on Max. So we have 9:38 remaining in the second period. Rochester lead Pennsylvania by a score of 7-6. Teams have been trading goals all night. Williams with the recovery. Williams looking for his help. Williams plays it off the glass. Williams plays it back near the center circle. Ball riding the glass. Peter Pappas comes out of his box. Somehow does not go in. Hal Salas does not put the scratch in his head there. Rochester looking for their help to push it up. Salas plays a one-time left-footed shot, two-point shot for Rochester goal to make it 9-6. That was one of the most remarkable goals I've seen in a while. It took a little, I guess, kind of turf flicker.
Total precision by Salas. Goal set up, another amazing pass by Juninho. In stride. Perfectly weighted ball again. Another opportunity. Finds it back in the net again.
So Rochester now have a 9-6 lead with 8:56 remaining in the second period. The reason why Solis wears the captain armband, that was a goal that not many players in the world could do. Peter Pappas way out of his box. Plays the ball. Goes into the Rochester bench. Also checking in now for the Roar, Jared Gibson wearing the number 9. We've seen Gibson score some very massive goals, some very precise goals. Hoping to get on a score sheet tonight. Salas with another left-footed one-timer goal for Rochester to take 11-6 lead with 8:23 remaining in the second period. Guess when a man's on fire, you feed him the ball, John.
Absolutely. Get him the ball right at his feet. The man's putting him right in the back of the net, one touch. Looks like it might have been almost the same spot as his previous goal, right in that bottom left corner, right off the inner post. Makes it an 11-6 game, Rochester.
Yeah, he's a guy that you get him in the box and you let him just get one touch on the ball, he'll put it in the back of the net. Just very good play into him just to basically just redirect the ball, but very precise, keeping it low, picking his corner. Chris Williams, Hall with the run. Hall double team. Chris Williams gets a deflection. Chris Williams dispossessed. Rochester have a chance. Faked move. Quick shot. Rochester saved by Peter Pappas off his foot. Volman plays it back to Pappas. Pappas plays a flick on. Wow, how Peter Pappas made that save while sitting down.
Wow.
And Doug Miller definitely wants that one back. He's probably kicking himself saying, how the heck did I not score there? Rochester off to the races. Definitely pushing a lot of numbers. Angel on the challenge. Onwuka pushing up for the challenge. Miscommunication with Salas. Bruckner picks off the pass.
Looks like it hit a bumpy patch right before Bruckner struck the ball.
Angel with possession with 7 minutes remaining in the second period. Rochester lead Pennsylvania by a score of 11-6. Bruckner puts it into the netting.
Looks like the second time in a row when Bruckner went to strike the ball. Looks like it hit a bumpy patch again on the turf. Put it out of bounds.
We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be right back. Stay where you are, fans. And welcome back to Pennsylvania Roar Soccer. Charlie Flo here, joined with John Nicricio. Rochester have an 11-6 lead. They've taken over this quarter. Roar have got a 2-point goal in this quarter, but as of lately, it's been all Lancers.
That's right. We got a good one here tonight. Rochester shaking the early rust off, coming back with a few nice goals. Looking to get another one here. A few more before the end of the half.
Chris Williams on the challenge. Tries a little backheel flicker. Pete Riley's there. He's pinned against the box. Or pinned against the boards, excuse me. He was triple teamed. Call goes against Rochester, and that'll be Pennsylvania ball. The story of the second period is Rochester's captain, Salas, has just taken over. Had a couple one-timer, just unbelievable goals. And Pennsylvania just hoping they can slow a little tempo and, minimize the damage. Myers with the recovery. Flicks it back to Angel. Plays it in. Off the wall. Pete Riley tries to play it back and fumbles it. Salas with a deep ball in. Looking for a quick one-timer. Peter Pappas comes off his line. And that's a 2-point goal for Rochester to take a 13-6 lead with 16-14 remaining in the second period.
Late run by Elliot Falski, making that run, finding the ball right in front of the net.
Yeah, right now it looks like Rochester's counterattack is something that Pennsylvania is having a very difficult time dealing with, and the counterattack is really what's putting Rochester together. They're just spreading out the field and just playing fast-paced soccer. They aren't having a lot of these time-consuming possessions, but just quick counterattacks.
That's right, Rochester's now winning the turnover battle at midfield, and Salas another absolutely threading the needle pass with an opportunity, resulting in 2 more points.
Max with the restart, puts it back to Coleman. Coleman plays a deep ball in. Deflects off the glass. Onwuka is there. Coleman with the recovery. Coleman plays it in Onwuka. Onwuka looking for a quick shot, and that's a save off the knee. So Tilly having a huge game tonight. Save off the knee that would have gone by most keepers. Max with a challenge on. Dispossessed Hall with the ball. We got a call. Next we have a call of foul here.
Stephen Basso earning the foul. Foul on Max Toulouse.
Onwuka on the challenge. Plays it back to his keeper. Coleman with a deflection off his chest. Salas with a 2-point goal to make it 15-6 Lancers. That's been the story of the game. Just on fire.
Salas is officially on fire.
Hat trick in this quarter alone. When you got a hat trick in one quarter, you know you're on fire. It seems that every ball that's touching his foot inside the arc, inside the 3-point arc, is going to the back of the net. And he's perfect in this period as of now. Just shot, score.
Combination of precision and power with confidence.
That was a little different. He had a couple of touches on that one. It wasn't a one-timer, but right now this guy's on fire, and you can't dedicate 2 or 3 defenders to him, but you really need to shut him down because he's the difference, and he's killing Pennsylvania right now, and they have not found a recipe to stop him. Peter Pappas plays it in. Onwuka on the challenge. Myers there with support. Plays it back to Sotilli. Angel with the turnover. Myers on the challenge. Angel possesses the ball. He's got help. Looking for his help. Maintains possession. Dumps it off to Merritt. Merritt on the challenge. Going against the boards. We have a foul called against Rochester. Merritt slowly getting up, grabbing his neck.
Looks like referees spotting the ball for Pennsylvania right in front of the Rochester bench. Angel over the ball.
He plays it in to Onwuka. Williams plays it over to Angel. Angel plays it back to Merritt. Merritt plays a deep ball into Onwuka, who's in the box. Or right outside the box, excuse me. Merritt plays a left-footed chip into Angel. Myers plays it into Angel. Angel with a shot. He fakes it, flicks it back to Williams. Williams plays it off the glass. Rochester with possession.
That was a big defensive step there by Julian Myers for Rochester coming off to take a shift.
And that ball goes off of Onwuka and goes into the Rochester bench. We have 4:01 remaining in the first half before halftime, with Rochester leading Pennsylvania by a score of 15-6. Deep ball played in. Saul's camping out over it. He's got Corey Merritt. Bruckner flicks it out. One-timer into the netting. Or a half volley into the netting, excuse me.
Scissor kick.
Netting still intact.
Seems like every time Salas touches the ball now, it's a threat. It's coming on net.
He also draws the defenders, which means there's
That's right.
most likely to be somebody open for him to flick it off to. And that happened there, but the volley goes into the net. Calling for the ball, and he's got Bruckner. Bruckner with the challenge. Drawing the double team. Coleman with a little flicker off just to get it out. Max with the ball. He's going to push it. He's going to push it. Double team dispossessed. Hall throws his body into the mix, and we have a foul against, looks like maybe against Max.
Very good team defense by Rochester. Coming back, swarming the ball. No opportunity for a pass. Keeping it clean. Not giving up the foul.
Actually, the foul is called on Tyrone Hall. Threw his body in there. Referee's going to review something. If you're just joining us, this game at one point was 4-4 at the end of the first period, but Rochester's just come out blazing in the second period. They're on a 11-2 scoring run. Just a massive run here in the second period. Looks like we should be getting underway any second now. All right, we are underway. Silas plays it back. Silas gets the ball. That'll be Rochester foul. Solis with the foul. Peter Pappas plays it in. Rochester trying to break out, move their offense really quick. Egger plays it in. Coleman on the challenge. Pete Rowley and Williams on the double team. Rowley comes out with the ball, but loses it. Myers has got help with Angel to his right. Angel looking for the play. Angel all kinds of trouble, plays it off to Myers. Myers plays it into Rowley. Corey Merritt on a tough challenge. Gets possession. Angel has possession. Looks for his help. And the mechanic comes up big.
Big time low hand save.
Angel flicks it back to Bruckner. Bruckner with all kinds of trouble. Peter Pappas makes a sliding, diving save. Salas wasn't shooting on there. It looks like he was putting a through ball in, and Peter Pappas intercepted it. Right now, anytime that ball's on that guy's foot in the box, it's a chance for a goal.
That's right.
Onwuka dumps it back to Angel. Angel softly plays it back to Max. Max looks over his options. Plays a softball off to Merritt. Merritt dumps it back to Pappas. Pennsylvania looking to hit the reset button. Max calling for the ball deep down below. Takes a header. Onwuka there for the recovery. Onwuka plays it back to Williams. Williams looks for the three-point blast. Goes off the wall. Salas off to the races. Looks over looking for his help. Takes a quick three-point blast. Corey Merritt puts his body in front of it on a slide, knocks out of bounds into the netting. Not much that Corey Merritt could do there, just laid out, takes the block, goes into the netting. We've got 105 remaining in the second period, 105 remaining before halftime, with Rochester Lancers leading the Pennsylvania Roar by a score of 15-6. I am Charlie Flo, joined by John DeCriscio. Referee blows his whistle. We're good to go. A lot of traffic pinging around. Onwuka recovers the ball. As the PA address announces 1 minute remaining in the first half. It's a quick timer up in the netting. Netting still intact. We've got 52.6. Rochester leading 15-6 over Pennsylvania Roar. Peter Pappas plays it off to Chris Williams. Williams looking for his help. Decides to dump it back to Peter Pappas. Pappas plays a long ball in. Pete Riley trying to play it off the wall. Myers there, but we have a little shoveroo going on in the box. I think they actually are going to call it on Myers, and they're going to restart. So Tolley whiffs it down the field. Myers flicks it back to Hall. Takes an inadvertent handball. The referee plays on. Played back to Sotilli. Plays a deep ball in. Off the glass. Peter Pappas keeps it in his box. Somehow the man knows what he's doing. And that is the halftime whistle. We are at 15-6. Rochester Lancers leading the hometown Pennsylvania Roar. We're going to take a halftime, get some snacks, go get some of them dollar dogs, I think. You guys stay where you are. We'll be back shortly. And welcome back to Pennsylvania Roar Soccer. Charlie Flo here, joined by John Nicrisio. We are just coming out for the second half. Rochester Lancers leading 15-6 of the Pennsylvania Roar. Second quarter, pretty much all Rochester. Roar was able to get a 2-point goal, but they just went on a tear and scored 11 points in that quarter, John.
That's right. Shots Pennsylvania 24, Rochester 21. Pennsylvania looking to get back with that hot start. Able to capitalize on a quick goal. Had a lot of opportunities. They wish they can have that back and put a couple more in the net to be competitive. And they're looking to come out strong in the second half here.
Big difference maker for Rochester is their captain, Salas. The guy was on fire, had a hat trick in that quarter alone. So that would be a huge key for Pennsylvania. Put a man on him, keep him off the scoreboard. But we know this guy can set up goals too. So you've got to keep him in check on both sides of the ball. And that's going to be a very tall task. Coming in, the keeper for Pennsylvania Roar is Scott Croce, the rookie. Pappas is going to sit out this half. We don't know if it's a precautionary for the injury, but very solid keeper in there. It's good to get him some meaningful minutes here. And it's still a ball game, folks.
That's right. Good to see Scott Croce get some meaningful minutes.
And we are underway. In the yellow jerseys and the blue socks on the left of your screen going to the right is the Rochester Lancers. And the black jerseys going from your right to your left will be the home team, Pennsylvania Roar. And off to the races, Chris Williams on a quick challenge. Pete Rowley in the box trying to scramble. Scooped right into Tilly.
Another
I'll
set.
get it right.
Making it look easy.
Lancers with another quick stop that pops up into netting. Good to know the netting is still intact.
I think I might have hit the rail on top of the netting.
That's what it looked like. It took a weird, funny bounce and came straight down. Scott Curdy puts the ball in. Puts it right into his bench.
That's right.
Definitely wants that one back. Hey, you're allowed to warm up throw,
Right.
Wouldn't say he went in there cold, but it's tough, going in there in the second half, suddenly being the keeper, making that throw, getting those angles down pat.
That's right. Rochester with a good chance right at the top of the arc, leading to 15-6. 14:20 left here in the second quarter.
It's like Jake Schindler.
Sorry.
Yeah, so go ahead, John. Jake Schindler sitting over the ball, going to take the tap, takes a fake. Scott Crody with a save off his knee. Wow, what a save. And they able to maintain that, not fumble it off. Scott Crody plays a long ball in to Max. Max flips it over to Onwuka. And Soltuli calmly collects it and throws it back downfield, looking for his captain. Coleman on the challenge. Looks like Coleman took maybe an elbow or knee right to the forehead. Yeah, Salas and Coleman were going battle 1-to-1. Obviously looked like very painful. Maybe elbow, knee, obviously inadvertent right to the head of Coleman. And Coleman, we know, is a warrior. This is a guy that he's hurt.
That's right.
And
Very rare you'll see a trainer come out for Kevin Coleman.
Nah, he just weighs him off. I think he's self-trainer.
That's right.
Self-diagnosed. No, he's still out on the turf. This is a guy that rarely you will see him pull himself out of a game. This is a guy that may only come off the field if there's a stretcher. One-timer into the goal. That is looks like a 3-point goal for Rochester to make it 18-6.
An absolute bullet by Salas. Again, getting a room, getting a shot. Nothing Scott Crody can do.
No.
Right off kiss off the top of the crossbar and into the net. My man is on fire.
Yeah, that definitely will be one of the goals of the week. And this guy is coming up, the way he's playing tonight, you already got to throw his hat in. I know we're only early part of the third quarter, but you got to throw his hat in there for player of the week. I mean, the way that he's playing right now, he's just, if one player is making a difference out here, he's making a difference for everyone. So it is a 3-point goal. Rochester with an 18-3 lead.
And 1 minute 5 seconds. Rochester 3-point goal, number 10, Solis, and 105.
So that goal came at the 105 mark, not a restart. Did the war we're looking for. Rochester on fire right now, coming right where they left off. Chris Williams with the recovery. Looking for his help. Turnover. Jorginho turns it right back over, and Williams has the ball now. Plays it in his box. Rowley with a flick header. Hall with the challenge off the glass. Max sticking his foot in there. Hall the challenge. maintain possession for Rochester. Max with the steal, plays it off to Hall. Hall's breaking, lots of speed for Hall. Riley tries to play it off the wall. It takes a funny little hop off the turf from Wall, mishandles. Middle of the quick run. Scott Croce with a huge save off his knee. Came out of his box to slide. This is a keeper we've seen him play. Limited minutes here in Pennsylvania, but this is a keeper that's not afraid to come out of his box, not afraid to slide. We've seen him making some huge saves outside of his box, John.
That's right. Golden chance for Doug Miller coming in. Looks to slot the ball. Possibly a little bit of chip.
Schindler over the ball, wearing number 26, plays it off. One-timer, sliding save by Myers. Salas looking to just control tempo.
Why not give it a crack from half?
Why not? When you're on fire like that. Somerville plays it in, and that's a turnover. Williams recovers the turnover. Hall pushed on. Merritt with the ball. Plays it back to Scott Croce. Keeper that had been subbed in at second half for Peter Pappas. Except we don't know if it was for... Wow. That was a shot that was about maybe a foot wide. It didn't look threatening, but anything that's touching this guy's foot
closer
right
than
now...
that. Looks like it might have bit the red on the post.
He's probably more surprised he didn't score. Salas plays a ball in. One-timer. Croce catches it off the wall. Croce's a very young keeper. Not a lot of experience in the indoor game, he's saying, and he made a great save there off the wall. So it's definitely something new to him that he's slowly catching on to. But playing underneath Peter Pappas, I mean, who else could you play underneath to learn the game?
That's right. Veteran leadership. Now it's time to get into real action. Game time action.
Off the glass one-timer. We have a whistle. I think the foul was on Williams, captain of Pennsylvania Roar. Actually, the call's on Awuka. I apologize. Solsley puts it in action. Corey Merritt on defense. It's like the ball's going to come all the way to the other end.
Wholesale change from Rochester.
We have 11:03 remaining in the third quarter, with Rochester leading by a score of 18-6. Anhel's going to be standing on the ball for the restart for Pennsylvania. You've got Merritt deep in the box. He's got Onwuka in the box. Plays it off to Max. Max with a one-timer, about a foot over the frame. Golden opportunity, just put over the frame. Croce way out of his box, looking for his help. Plays the ball into Onwuka. Chris Williams chests it down with a quick one-timer off the glass. Corey Merritt there, looking for a quick flicker. Tries to play in the box, loses possession. Max plays it in. Onwuka with a quick look. Ball still rolling around the box. Rochester recovers. Merritt with possession. Wearing the number 14 jersey, Pennsylvania Roar. He hops out. Coleman back in. Anhel loses the ball, dispossessed. Coleman with the clearance header. And that's Cole with the challenge against Max. Schindler plays it off the glass. Off to the races for Rochester. Max on the challenge. A lot of shoving and pushing. Play on. Max plays it back to Croce. Coleman catching his breath here, letting his team change lines. Tries to play it into Riley. Riley looking for Bruckner help. Puts it back to Coleman. Coleman with a quick one-timer takes a nasty deflection. Referee makes a call against Pennsylvania. Got 9:26 remaining in the third period, with Rochester leading Pennsylvania Roar by a score of 8-6, I'm Charlie Flo with John DeCrucia. We're live in downtown Reading, Pennsylvania at the Santander Arena. Beautiful downtown Reading. Nice and toasty warm in here.
Tough shit by Steven Basso. Getting fouled quite a few times. And finally got the whistle from the referee, earning the ball back.
And Pete Riley obviously not too happy about that. We can hear him way up here in the press box yelling, but that's a gamer. Bruckner on a challenge. Salas. Riley comes in to help with Salas. Dumps it off. Miller plays a ball in. Quick one-timer off. And that's a 2-point goal for the Rochester Lancers to stretch their lead to 20-6 with 8:55 remaining in the third quarter. Well-placed ball set up by who other than the number 10 Brazilian captain.
That's right. Elliot Fauski getting the benefit of the touch on. Finding the back in the net. Scott Grody handcuffed.
Rochester coming with a lineup with Enrique, Jorginho. Trying to see the other players that got their face turned to me. But Max puts it back in play for home team, Pennsylvania Roar. Angel looking for his help. Plays it off to Merritt. Merritt plays it into Max. Chris Williams dumps it off to Merritt. Merritt looking for his help with Onwuka. Onwuka trying to go one-on-one in the box. Max just overruns an opportunity. Chris Williams dispossessed. Chris Williams double teams, loses the ball. Enrique passes it out. Rochester no hurry. But he finds his man. And that's about a foot wide. I mean, that was kissing the post. Corey Merritt with a nifty move off the glass. Sliding save by Schindler. Bruckner with the ball. Looks to dump it off to Angel. Angel at the near side of your screen. Loses the ball up against the wall. Schindler with a recovery. It's like Merritt and Jorginho were going at it.
That's right. Looks like the second or third time Juninho was fouled. Referee looks like he was going to make the call with the whistle, but puts it back in the pocket. Off the ball play, Juninho fouled. Rochester gets the call.
So Tilly puts it right back in play. Schindler with a little pump fake move there. Myers, number 7, Rochester with the ball, going one-on-one with Angel. Little interesting battle going on with Salas and Bruckner way off the ball, but very interesting one-on-one battle going right now. Pennsylvania's got to do anything to shut him down. Angel. Little toe poke flick. Salas with all kinds of room. Takes a little do-si-do. Corey Merritt comes in and with a saving header. Gibson, number 9, Pennsylvania Roar. Jer Gibson makes a nifty little round move. Pennsylvania have a 3-on-3 break. Sliding save. Rochester off. They have a 2-on-1 break. Off the glass, left-footed shot.
Can't give Doug Miller too many of these opportunities. He's going to put one in the back of the net sooner or later.
No, very wide open.
Sooner.
Had a lot of space there, a lot of time to work with. Scott Grote played to play a ball right in front of his bench. He's trying to play to Gibson. Gibson didn't get to it. Angel with a sliding tackle right in front of the Rochester bench. Tempers are flaring a little bit, but the referee's there quick to settle it off, and the guy's cooling down. Chris Williams with a break. He's got Max to his right.
Wow.
This fumbles it there.
Edgar with the scorpion poke.
Yeah, just a little toe poke. Got his pinky toe on it, just enough to keep it away. Off the glass, Scott Croce jumps up, maybe gets a tip on it. Scott Croce covers his goal there, shot wide to his right.
I think he might have got a piece of it. Just a touch to get it off.
That's all it takes in the indoor game. Salas with a quick step over move. Max dispossesses him off the glass. Gibson has a break. Gibson trying to put it up against the glass. Hall in for the challenge, overruns. Still on the challenge. Referee trying to get out of his way, playing extra defender there. Helps out a little bit. Incidental on purpose. Whatever you want to call that. Chris Williams, man with the Compton Artist Band, making the challenge on. Pennsylvania, a lot of hard challenges now. The refs letting them play on. Game's getting very physical. Myers is fouled. The clock's going to stop at 4:57 left in the third.
That was a tough call on Joe Tavanese, just like the PA announcer said. 50-50 ball came in. Looks like he got most ball from this vantage point, but the referee in back of him makes the call. Pennsylvania Roar ball. It's like the referee closest to the goals, trying to get everything settled down. Players a little bit anxious.
Talk to Hall right now. We got Hall in the box for Pennsylvania, Onwuka, and Jordan Hall's kind of hanging around looking for some, garbage deflection. Plays into Coleman, the one-timer, blocked off. Scott Croce way out of his box. Scott Croce plays the ball in. Onwuka looking for the deflection. Onwuka double-teamed, plays it off. The mechanic makes the easy save. Quick fire in. Coleman strips him, gets possession, plays it off to Myers. Plays it on Onwuka. Onwuka's got all kinds of help. He just can't see it. He didn't see Hall over there. Onwuka on the challenge. So Tully does not like that at all. Anytime a keeper's got two hands and you try to add that little poke in there.
That's right. So Tully making it look very easy tonight. No rebounds. Everything off the wall is clean.
And Myers on the foul on Salas there. Clock stopped at the 4:02 mark remaining in the third period.
Rochester doing a very good job of spreading the field out. Very precise, wide passes.
It's also the left-footed blast that deflects off of Coleman.
Why not? Why not?
When you're on fire like that, we were saying like earlier, John, he could shoot anywhere right now from the field and have an opportunity to score.
He's feeling it without hesitation.
And it's a Hall golden opportunity put into the upper netting. He jumped on a turnover pass, definitely wants that back, puts his shirt over his head in frustration. But at the 3:47 mark, we have Rochester Lancers leading the Pennsylvania Roar score by 20-6. We're going to take a quick break. You guys can take a break, but don't go anywhere. Come right back. We'll be right back with you. Hey, welcome back to Pennsylvania Roar Soccer. Charlie Flo here with John DeCriscio. We had 3:47, like I said, remaining in the third quarter, with Rochester Lancers leading the Pennsylvania Roar by a score of 20-6.
And
Soltali, puts it into play. Go ahead, John.
And real
Apologize.
quick, out-of-town scoreboard, Syracuse trail Baltimore Blast by a score of 6-5. And St. Louis at Milwaukee underway. We'll have an update for you by the end of the game.
Very tight match there, that Milwaukee-Syracuse game. I mean, that definitely could be a preview of two teams that we could see in the final.
That's what very easily could be. This Rochester team's making a statement themselves tonight.
Yeah, Rochester had a pretty bad losing streak coming into last week's game where they beat Syracuse. A comeback win, and right now they're playing really good soccer. And if they can maintain this is definitely a team you have to throw in your hat that maybe they would challenge. Maybe they'll go far. They definitely have the depth. They definitely have the personnel that they could make a run in the playoffs, John.
That's right.
Right now, back to live action here. Chris Williams tries to dispossess. Condi in. Gibson in. And also coming in the second half of Scott Croce, the rookie goalie. Peter Papp is sitting out. Doesn't seem like he's in any, situation where he's hurt, like really bad. He's still sitting on the bench just casually watching the game. But a lot of it, just get the young guy some minutes, see what he's got. Jordan Thomas puts it back to Scott Croce. Scott Croce puts it off to Merritt. Looks like Enrique took a little fall on the turf there. Ball up in the air. Anybody's ball. 50-50 ball. Gibson comes down with it. Tries to play it back to Hall. Jorginho plays it off, but Corey Merritt grabs a deflection. Jordan Thomas with the orange boots plays it into the box. Gibson looking for the bounce. Gibson looking for a left-footed turn. Plays it off the glass. Max in there for the deflection. Basso and Jordan Thomas go at it, but takes a couple deflections. Merritt gets in and puts it back to Croce.
Even though we're in the third quarter here, it's time for Pennsylvania to step up and push deep, get some cracks on net.
Yeah, a couple 3-point goals, and we could have a whole different ball game in front of us. And that was a tough challenge on to Jorginho.
Looks like Schindler and Hall coming at it.
We're off the restart. A lot of battling going on in front of the Lancers bench. Corey Merritt comes back with the ball. Plays it to Myers. Myers is challenged on. Takes a little tap back to Jordan Thomas. Jordan Thomas plays the long ball over to Onwuka. Onwuka grabs it. Onwuka looking for a quick shot. Myers in there with a toe poke out. Sal's with the recovery. Solis. Unbelievable night tonight, John. There's not much more you can say about this guy. Definitely right now, as it speaks, I'm putting him in for Player of the Week.
He's making a good case for it already. That's for sure.
Condi on the challenge. Jordan Thomas gets up for the header. Low blow down. Goes down very hard on the turf.
Jordan Thomas coming in making a good impact. A couple nice entry passes. Some good defense.
Yeah, it looks like
late
he
in the game.
Banged his wrist there. He's going to pop out. Williams is going to pop out for him. Trainer's going to take a look at his wrist. Condi's in the box. Takes the ball. I'm sorry, Onwuka. And the mechanic puts it back in play. Just under a minute remaining in the third quarter. Coming up on 50 seconds remaining in the third quarter with Rochester Lancers leading the Pennsylvania Roar by a score of 20-6. Story tonight is the captain for Rochester, Solis. Man is on an unbelievable tear right now, and he's got the ball now. He's got kind of the green and white boots. Takes a couple step over, another step over. Looking for the left-footed play off the wall. Takes a quick one-timer. Scott Croce takes it into his chest. He's also a player, John. I know that I'm talking a lot of good things about him, but he's able to almost create shots when it doesn't look like there's an opportunity. He has this like flicking motion where he's able to create a lot of energy on the ball.
That's right. Very quick getting off the ball. Quick shots. Getting his body in position to turn the hips. Getting the right contact on the ball.
Max with the ball. Tries to step over. Ecker there. Scott Croce way out of his box. And that's the end of the third quarter with the Rochester Lancers leading the Pennsylvania Roar by a score of 20-6. Hey, fans, don't go anywhere. I'm going to step out real quick, get another Dollar Dogs. They're great. If you're not here, you're missing out. You got Dollar Dogs and 250 drafts all night. We're going to be right back. Charlie Flo, John Accurcio. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Pennsylvania Roar Soccer. To my left is my partner, John and Crucio. I am Charlie Flo. Broadcasting live from the Santander Arena in downtown Reading, Pennsylvania. We're going into the fourth quarter now with a score 20-6. Rochester up on Pennsylvania at the end of the third quarter. Going into the fourth quarter, little drama, a little heat. You know, the teams are coming into this fourth quarter, a little bit of heat. You know, it was not really a brawl, but a shoving match, as you want to call it.
Teams just coming together, say, "Well, how do you do?"
Yeah, exactly.
Some tempers flaring over, little residual temper from, a couple no calls. Janino, obviously, Angel. We had a little bit of players are separated. We're looking to get back at it at the fourth.
And Pete Rowley sitting at the center circle just waiting for the door to close, where all the fans that were dancing on the field between the third and fourth quarters are hopping off the field, just waiting for the doors to close and the ref to blow the whistle, and we'll be underway.
I'd like to see Pennsylvania establish their size again down deep. Seems like everything's coming from around the arc. Get Pete Rowley going down deep. He was a force the last game on their first victory as a franchise. Let's see him get going again.
Yeah, he was a force early on. They came out firing. Pennsylvania Roar took an early 2-0 lead, but been a very tough situation that Pennsylvania put in here. But a couple quick goals, and maybe they'll put some scratches in the head of Rochester and make a run. Ball pinned up against the wall. Looks like Riley's down and hurt. And Jadinho's down also, wearing the number 20 for the Lancers. That's the player you were just talking about earlier that's been kind of joining back and forth with the Pennsylvania Roar players. Regardless of player, you don't want to see anybody in this league down.
Looks like we had a little small collision, but with collision with Pete Rowley, such a big man.
Yeah, Rowley's back up, but Janino's still down. It looks like maybe something with his right leg. He's also grabbing his head, so we're not sure what the call is here.
Good thing is no trainer out yet.
And he hops back up. I think he'll be okay.
That's right. On the 14:36 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Rochester still with the big 20-6 lead. Again, Salas with a monster game. Rochester goalkeeper Mark Satilli.
Yeah, Jadinho's going to hop off the field. Looks like he's getting the okay from the ref. He's going to hop over to the bench limping, and Myers is going to be subbed in for him. But it was a foul there against Rochester. So Myers sitting on the ball with a golden opportunity here for Roar. Get him on the board. Hall misses an opportunity there. Definitely wants that one back. Recovers the ball. Takes a little couple step over. Dumps it back off to Williams. Williams puts it off to Merritt. Corey Merritt wearing the number 14 jersey in the green shoes. Plays it back to Scott Croce. Scott Croce entered in the start of the third quarter, and Peter Pappas is out. And that ball rides the glass, and up into the netting. So that'll be Rochester ball.
Looks like we have wholesale changes for both teams. Getting some fresh legs on the field. Salute, Ain Hill, Coleman, Bruckner, and Rowley for Pennsylvania.
Just a restart for Rochester. Play in, flicked in. Quick timer there. That is a 2-point goal for Rochester. They take a 22-6 lead with 14:04 remaining here in the fourth period. Not much. Go ahead, John.
Not much Scott Croce can do. Bouncing ball right inside the arch.
Yeah, Rochester now with a commanding 22-6 lead. Jordan Thompson now grabbing the ball at the center circle, hoping they can get a restart. And as you heard the call, the Rochester goal by Enrique to make it 22-6 to Rochester. Bruckner on the challenge, puts the ball in. Angel, looks like we have another foul. Let's wait on the referee's restart. Max Salute on the foul for Pennsylvania. Schindler dumps it off. Looking for his help. Intercepted by Angel. Angel looking for his help. Slows it up. Plays it back to Coleman. Coleman plays it over to Max Salute. Max going in the box. A little step over, loses the ball. He does get the foul called. It's kind of somewhere between the arc and the yellow line. Looks like Angel actually will be put right on.
Behind? A little behind.
Wow, I was way off there. Glad I'm not a betting man. Williams with the ball. Takes a couple step overs, tries it again. Fumbles it off his knee.
Williams is getting nothing easy tonight. Rochester's playing him very tight, not letting him get into the corners.
Max Salute with a little one-on-one challenge, a little shoulder bump. Angel with the ball, plays it into Jordan Thomas. Just doesn't get there. Angel with a quick blast. Coleman with a quick blast off the wall. Rochester has numbers, pushes it up. Scott Croce in a one-on-one situation. Scott Croce with an easy little tap, left-footed save.
Miller in the right position all night, just can't get that lucky bounce.
Yep. Gordon Rett plays it into Jordan Thomas. Jordan Thomas with a golden opportunity here if he can push it hard. Off the wall. Condi was in there, couldn't put it in. Hall with the ball now. Keeper Scott Croce calling for help. Give him support. Plays it into Jordan Thomas. Jordan Thomas flicks it back. Hall calls off Croce. Croce takes it. Plays it into Jordan Thomas. Jordan Thomas up against the wall. Ball right from the net. Somehow that goes in. Jordan Thomas puts in a roar goal. Jordan Thomas, a.k.a. Agent Zero, puts the Roar on the board with a 2-point goal to cut the lead. It is now 22-8 with 11:57 remaining here in the fourth quarter.
Jordan Thomas, Agent Zero, putting in the hard work. And the Rochester end gets resulted benefits, puts the ball in the back of the net.
Yeah, that was just one of those old scrapper goals. He just kind of forced the ball in. Just kind of worked it in.
Scored by number 0, Jordan Thomas. And 3 minutes, 3 seconds. Roar, 2-point goal, number 0, Thomas. And 3-0-3.
Coleman plays it back in. Chris Williams looking for his help. Plays it back to Hall. Hall plays a long ball over to Myers. Myers looking over his options. He's got Nwuka in the box. Plays it back to Coleman. Nwuka calling for it. Myers makes a run in. Hall. Back to Williams. Curti looking at his options. Takes the easy little tap over to Coleman. Coleman plays it off the wall. A little overrun by Myers. Misplayed. Williams looking for his help. Max comes in now, just fresh off the bench. Hall plays it wide to Williams.
Rochester very happy with the ball moving back and forth in midfield, not letting nothing in down deep.
Kevin Coleman with a little step over. They got numbers now if they push it up. Kevin Coleman loses the possession, but Angel with the challenge. Stays in bounds right off the top of the glass. Chadinho in there with a hard challenge, and Max goes tough against the wall. We have a yellow card.
Blue card
against Max Salute. So Rochester will go on the man advantage. The man advantage is brought to you by World Sports Show. Listen to World Sports Show every Monday night, 9 o'clock Eastern. Check out World Sports Show at worldsportshow.com. And the best part about the World Sports Show, John, you and I host it. Doesn't get any better than that. If you want to hear more soccer action, get a little more about us. But very unfortunate situation for Pennsylvania to be down a man for the next 2 minutes with 10:22 remaining in the fourth quarter. Rochester holding on to a commanding 22-8 lead. Definitely not a situation Pennsylvania want to be in if they want to try to make a comeback tonight. Solis puts it into play. Schindler looking to dump it off the glass. That might have only been his second miss by Solis tonight.
Looks like Rochester putting their A power play back out on the field, leading 22-8.
Now, in the indoor game, you never know how safe is the lead, really. Condi in. Condi making a challenge. Down a man. But Condi making a strong challenge on. Plays it off to Jordan Thomas. Jordan Thomas, a one-timer. Wow, the mechanic comes up with a two-handed grab. Inches from going in.
Makes it look very casual tonight. No rebounds, even distribution.
The man is well greased tonight, I can tell you that much, John.
There you go, throwing him out there.
Well oiled, well greased. The 42-year-old mechanic rookie, very sharp tonight. Silas gets the ball that deflects over to about the midfield line. Takes it back in. We're approaching about a minute left on the man advantage for the Lancers. Man advantage brought to you by World Sports Show. Played over wide. Salas plays it up to Schindler. Back to Salas. Back to Schindler. Pennsylvania playing a box-type defense. Salas with a hard left-footed shot, but denied. It might have been one of his harder shots tonight.
Jordan Thomas took that.
And he's still standing. Showed you how big of a man Jordan Thomas is. Chris Williams on the turnover. Coming up on 25 seconds remaining on the man advantage for Rochester. Scott Croce with an easy little two-handed save, a little tapper in on the spot. Croce fires a long ball down.
Bounce a little bit lower. Miller's getting his chance. He's getting a lot of bad bounces tonight, that's for sure.
Condi with a slide and miss. Takes a deflection off his own player. Penalty expired, and the ball is up in the netting. And good news, John, this net is still intact.
That's right.
Scott Croce will be on the restart with 8:19 remaining in the fourth quarter, with Rochester leading 22-8. Max Luke with the ball. Plays in Onwuka. Onwuka's on the post. Looks to drag it in. Gets poked out. Chadinho with the ball, number 20. Little one-on-one bump with Max.
Looks like Chadinho took a nice little bump there coming off the ball. No call by the ref.
Yeah, he took himself off the field. Myers back in for Pennsylvania. Plays it over to Angel. Angel looks to play it to Onwuka. Onwuka with a couple little dribbles. Playing his third game for the Pennsylvania Roar. Man out of Baltimore.
Edgar very quiet tonight on defense for Rochester. Doing a very good job on Onwuka tonight.
Williams working the line, looking for his help, still standing on the wall. Plays it off the glass. As always, the mechanic's there to make the save. Plays it down the line, riding the wall. Salas there. Him and Williams battling at it one-on-one in the corner. Top left of your screen. Looks like we will have a foul against Williams. Clock stopped at 7:03. Rochester leading Pennsylvania by a score of 22-8. Off the restart. Myers, Rochester, plays it over to Miller. Cole back in for Rochester wearing the number 5. Grabbing the ball now. Takes a little trip over the turf and maintains possession. Jordan Thomas on the challenge. Miller with the ball. Miller plays it in. Salas. Is he going to shoot or is he going to pass? You never know with this guy. And a casual little dump back. Schindler with the green shoes with control. Plays it back to his captain. Rochester, no hurry, no rush right here. We're coming up on about 6 minutes and some change remaining in the fourth quarter. Rochester leading by a score of 8-0 here in Reading, Pennsylvania at the Sandante Arena. I'm Charlie Flo, joined with John Crucio. Scott Croce plays a deep ball in to Bruckner. Bruckner posting. Bruckner looking for his help in Jordan Thomas. Jordan Thomas takes a one-timer. Just wide. Flex off the wall. We have Condi in there trying to get possession. Hall with the long dreads wearing the number 41. Croce plays a deep ball in. Deflects off the glass. Jordan Thomas there for the recovery. Bruckner on the challenge. Condi there to help. Coleman plays it over to Hall.
Looks like the call's on Tyrone Hall. Giannino again. Getting fouled.
Condi on the challenge. Condi dispossessed. Plays it back to Scott Croce. Scott Croce with a long... Tried to attempt a long pass, but it's deflected. Miller put his foot in there and just got a little bit on it. Scott Croce grabs the weird deflection off the Giannino put in. Hall plays the ball off the own wall. Williams taps it back to Max. Max plays it over to Coleman. Coleman looking for the feed into Onwuka. Onwuka, the quick fire just off the frame, about maybe 5 inches wide from going in. Rochester in no hurry. Onwuka with a tough foul. Gets the blue card. He's going to sit. There's 4:29 remaining in the fourth, but he's going to sit down for 2 minutes. Kingsley Onwuka is going to take the 2-minute penalty, and that'll be a man advantage by Rochester, brought to you by World Sports Show and worldsportshow.com. And welcome back to Pennsylvania Roar Soccer. Charlie Floyd joined by John Acrisio. If you're just joining us, a few moments ago, Kingsley Onwuka set in the penalty box for a 2-man penalty from the blue card. It'll be a man advantage for Rochester, sitting on a 22-8 lead with 4:29 remaining in the game.
Rochester weathering a storm the last couple minutes, working the field. Pennsylvania with a little bit of pressure, but nothing. No big-time chances. Goalie Mark Sotilli again coming up big, letting nothing in. Anything comes in the box, he's grabbing. Team defense by Rochester is the theme for the last quarter.
Rochester with control. Schindler plays it off. Schindler again at the top of the key. Plays it off to Solis. Solis plays it back to Schindler. Miller sitting in the right at the top of the key, calling for the ball to number 19. Solis plays it wide. Solis with lots of time here. Bruckner on the challenge. Solis plays it off the wall. And that ball by Miller's up into the netting. He definitely wants that one back. We have 1 minute and 25 seconds, remaining on the Onwuka penalty.
Miller's getting his chances tonight, that's for sure. A couple unlucky bounces. You'd like to have that one back again.
Yeah, definitely a little bit of a bunny there.
Missed the bunny.
You don't want to be coined that.
I'll tell you one thing. Miller's getting a lot of. He's wide open in the middle. He's looking for the ball, and he's looking to pull the trigger right away.
He's calling for it now again. And he dumps it off to Solis. Man wearing the Cropton's armband. The story's been all about him tonight. Just on fire here. One-timer deflected off of Max. That's about maybe 3 feet short of the press box. John tried to catch that one. So we have 58 seconds remaining on the Kinsley penalty. 3:27 remaining in the game. Rochester up on Pennsylvania Roar by a score of 22-8. Lucky little fan throws it back in. This kid's got an arm. Sign him up.
Good ovation by the crowd.
Yeah, you love it. You love it. He gets on the Jumbotron. He's happy. Everybody got to cheer for that guy. One-timer by Schindler off the frame. Scott Croce make a huge dive. He had it covered.
Looks like Max just got a touch on it to send it wide.
Tried a one-timer flicker. That is a Rochester goal with 3:15 remaining in the fourth quarter. That'll end the man advantage. Back to even strength soccer.
Joe Tavernise again, right in front of the keeper, benefiting off a ball coming out, finishing the play, power play goal.
That was not an average Joe shot there. A little flick, Johnny on the spot, being there, calm, cool, handling the situation. Not much Scott Croce could do.
That's right. Rochester was looking for that deep play, putting Miller in, transitioning the pivot player right in the middle.
With that 2-point goal, Rochester stretches their lead to 24-8, and there's 3:15 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Hall puts it back into play for Pennsylvania. Back to Myers. Over to Merritt. Remember the long ball. It's like Condi collects it off his chest. Condi with a couple of nifty moves, plays it over to Hall. Hall dispossessed and stripped. Rochester with a 2-on-2. Enrique with a shot. It was deflected off by Conde, kind of got him from behind.
Good effort for Conde coming back, making a full length of the court run.
Yeah, full hustle on that play.
That's right.
Myers checked back in. Williams plays it over to Myers. Myers plays it to Hall. Hall makes a quick fake. Solis dispossesses. Over to Myers. Enrique put up against the wall against Merritt and Myers. And foul goes against Enrique.
Looks like Myers trying to get the quick restart out.
Myers with possession. Puts it off to Angel. Plays it over to Coleman. Coleman puts it in. Angel takes a little deflection, but nobody seemed to maintain possession there. But now it's pinging around in the air. Coleman header over. Myers with the ball for Rochester. Solis and Myers going at it. Angel comes off the deflection that Myers created. Myers with the ball right inside the arc. Miscommunication with Cole and Angel, and that's a turnover. Back to Rochester. Cole hustles on off the long ball played in by Rochester. Scott Curdy plays it in deep to Onwuka. Onwuka plays it back to Max. Max with a quick cut over to his right, to his left. Still hesitating. Fake pump again, and dumps it off to Chris Williams. Chris Williams with a quick blast off the glass.
So Tilly again, no rebound.
So Tilly fires it deep down the field to Miller. Miller with a one-on-one opportunity, but Corey Merritt with a huge sliding save. Miller with a shot, left-footed save by Croce. We have 1 minute remaining in the ball game. 1 minute remaining in the ball game, ladies and gentlemen. Cole for Rochester passes it back. Rochester, no hurry here. They'll probably play a little bit of keep away. Chris Williams with the interception. Chris Williams off to the break. Tough challenge there. Angel on the foul. Joe Trevenese's down, wearing the number 27. Just scored a goal a few moments ago to stretch Rochester's lead to 24-8. We have exactly 30 seconds remaining in the ball game.
Surprised no advantage was given there. It looks like Rochester had a prime opportunity, almost a breakaway on that.
It's like Angel hops off the field. Excuse me, John. Looks like he's a little banged up. Trainer's going to look at him. Off to the restart. Rochester just plays it calmly back.
Nice flick on.
Hall with the interception, plays it back to Croce. Croce plays it up to Thomas. Chris Williams on the restart. Got 10 seconds remaining in the ball game. Plays it over to Williams. Plays it over to Hall. Hall with a quick blast. And there's the final horn. Your final here from Nissan Dante Arena in downtown Reading, Pennsylvania. Rochester Lancers take this one 24-8 against the Pennsylvania Roar. We want to thank everybody out there on the road in Pennsylvania area, everybody for listening in. Appreciate your listening. John, tough game to call for Pennsylvania Roar, but we did see an early on game that Pennsylvania Roar does have some energy. When they bring it, they can play some ball.
That's right. We've seen improvement. We've seen a lot of players step up at the end. Rochester was a better team tonight, a complete team. Solace, very well. Good player.
Yeah, definitely. Rochester's a team that, hey, don't sleep on them. They can beat anybody in this league. Again, thank everybody for tuning in. I'm Charlie Flo with John DeCriscio. Thanks for everybody tuning in. Have a great night.